Today's overview subject that we want to talk about is computer science in Germany, of course, trending thing. And we have three universities, the University Rostock, Fachhochschule Südwestfalen, and Paderborn University. Speakers will be also introduced separately in a moment. But before that, who is behind today's session? This is My German University, Germany's largest database of English taught study programs. So this means that if you want to study in Germany partially or fully in English, you are welcome to use a study finder, which has a number of filters that could be combined, and those filters are not simply the program name or the city, but it goes much deeper. For example, programs with or without NC, different types of admission and application modes, and then you can even sort programs according to, for example, most trending is application deadline. Those filters can be combined, so to say, and then we hope that you find the most relevant program in a shorter period of time. What else? We also have on our page articles. There are different articles on, of course, various topics, but what is also really interesting, I believe, is that we have also country-specific. For example, if you are searching for visa, let's say, information for Nepal or, I don't know, Ghana, you can also search it up for your country-specific requirements and so on and so forth. So those articles, I believe, are really helpful. And to stay connected, we have webinars, subject and general webinars. During these subject webinars, I always encourage attendees to ask subject-related questions. But in case you have general questions about studying in Germany or about uni-assist and visa and so on, you are also welcome to attend our general webinars, where our host, Marie, will be answering your questions and also has a presentation of half an hour approximately about a topic, for example, uni-assist. And of course, these wonderful people make MyGU. We counsel in different languages. This means that also our webinars and articles are in different languages. So if you feel more comfortable reading something in I don't know, Spanish or Italian, feel free to also change the language. All right, since you are here, I believe that you have already filtered for programs, and I did it also for you. So if you select computer science as subject under here, you see 365-degree programs. You can even go further and see the breakdown of bachelor and master. Today we have 3 master programs, so this 300 is more relevant, but I believe you will not go all through like all 300 programs. So one option to filter programs could be like no English or no German required, and then you have 269 English only programs for master's level. But of course, today and always, all the speakers recommend improving or getting some German skills, because it will be also helpful for your further stay in Germany, or even if you plan to be employed here, then it will definitely help. If you don't know how it feels studying computer science in Germany, you have also subject pages that are used to have an overview of different programs, general admission and application requirements, language requirements, and so on. So this is another option to have information about the subject and how it's taught in Germany. One advice is not to be guided by fees, rankings, names, or just any single aspects. We advise you to combine those and then find the most suitable program in terms of your expectations and also what you bring to the study program. 2 words about the university landscape in Germany. I recently came across a question which says, if I graduate from the University of Applied Science, do I have a chance of studying like master's degree in other countries in Europe or the US? And the answer is, of course. The only difference between universities and universities of applied science is more on the mode of study. So usually it's said that universities are more research and theory oriented, while universities of applied science are more application and practice oriented. But today you will see we have more competent people who could also answer this question in case you are still in doubt about that. Another suggestion is not to search for programs with their names, like computer science, because it could be that even today you will see that not all programs are called master in computer science, even though one is. However, the others are not. So in case you are searching by program name only, then you could miss some very interesting programs. All right, now here is the time for the most important part of today's session, which is program presentation. The first program to be presented is from University of Rostock. Professor Dennis Hohlfeld will be talking about Master in Science, Computational Science and Engineering. The university location, program facts are on the slide, but you will hear more about that in a moment.
So hello everybody from my side. Thanks, Nino, for introducing me so kindly and also putting Rostock actually on the map, because hardly anybody knows where that is to be found. My name is Dennis Hohlfeld. I'm the head of the examination board of the Master Program Computational Science and Engineering here at Rostock University. Okay, so once again, let me first locate our place. We are a coastal place, so we are located at the Baltic Sea, and we are a medium-sized city with around 200,000 not students, but citizens, of which are 14,000 students. So this is quite a big chunk of people here at Rostock. So, and you can clearly see the difference between lecture time and no lecture time, because the amount of students downtown varies a lot with that. Rostock is located in the northeastern part of Germany. And in that region, it's the biggest city. There are a few more, but the even bigger, most nearest cities are the city of Hamburg and Berlin, which are roughly a 2-hour train ride from Rostock, train or car. Industry-wise, Rostock is most known for its shipping industry. So there's a shipyard here. It is also very active in renewable energies, namely wind energy. Fabrication and development is located here at Rostock, and because we are a coastal place and tourism season just comes to an end, we have a lot of beaches and attractions for tourists from all over Germany and also from abroad, from the Scandinavian neighborhood. So let's go on to Rostock University. It is, as Nino introduced in one of her early slides, a university which dates back to the 14th century, at least in Germany. And Rostock is a very old university. It was established more than 600 years ago in the Baltic Sea region. So all cities, all countries around the Baltic Sea, it is the oldest university which you can find. That also coins our motto, which is Traditio et Innovatio. That's Latin, standing for tradition and innovation. So innovating technology, innovating science, but being rooted in the tradition of multiple centuries of university history. As I said, we serve around 14,000 students, together with a research and teaching staff of a little bit more than 2,000. which is distributed across 9 faculties. We are a general university serving all scientific disciplines from engineering, natural sciences, social sciences. Medical university is also linked with our university, which is very nice to have doctors in reach, and the philosophy, of course. So some impressions of buildings and places of our university. The main university library is located right across the main cafeteria. So you can spend your day learning and exercising in the library. And if you feel hungry, you can just go over to the cafeteria. It's a very popular place. As we are an old university, we have also some fancy historic places. The main assembly hall of the university building, it's actually to be found in the building, which you can see on the left. Some introductory sessions, not technical, but university-wide sessions are given there. The main lecture hall is also located in walking distance, the so-called Auditorium Maximum or Audimax. And the colleagues from the computer science department have a building which is also very close to our premises. So going further to our study program, it is kind of special here at Rostock because it was the first international study program established here at Rostock University. We just celebrated 20 years of existence last year, so we originated in 2003. Nowadays, there are more international study programs for computer sciences, for mechanical engineering, but computational engineering and science is really the oldest, and we have, I think, most experience in that field. We have a classic 4-semester program. You can enroll with us in winter term and summer term. We have of course, we offer a continuous stream of English language teaching. And very important from the organizational point of view, we are very much aware of the delays you might experience when applying for visas. So we register students for, let's say, winter term, which starts mid of October, but then delays happen. And it happens regularly that students join 4, 5, 6 weeks later. So our study office is prepared for that, and we make everything possible to get you on board. In case that you might experience strong delays, you have, there's an organizational trick so that you can start 1 semester later. So you apply, you register for winter term, but you actually will start summer term. All lectures can happen on an annual scheme. That means the place of the lecture might shift a little bit, but basically it's the same study program. You will see a number of around 30 students per year coming in, distributed across mechanical and electrical computational engineering. As we have a couple of international study programs running here at Rostock University, we have an international office, of course, which is the main point of contact for all international students. They, for example, give you examples and support you on how to obtain housing. So no study without housing. And here at our study program, we also run the so-called student-to-student mentoring service. So there are experienced students which help introduce new onboarding students. So give you some key lectures on the first term. Those are not all, but those are the most important one. Of course, first term is focused on foundations like numerics, high-performance computing, computational fluid dynamics, and the obligatory German language course. So we will raise you to some command of German language here. Goes on with partial differential equations, and from second term on you can choose your elective courses before you finalize your study program with a master thesis project placed in the last fourth semester. So elective courses come, of course, from mechanical engineering or electrical engineering area, but we have a catalog which also includes computationally relevant courses from physics. They are great courses with colleagues from the physics department, from mathematics, of course, and also bioinformatics. Like systems biology, they also heavily rely on computational techniques. So that's the plan for the students which are interested in mechanical engineering, which is just slightly different for students which focus on electrical engineering. There's only one obligatory course which is different. So you don't go for computational fluid dynamics, but you go for computational electromagnetics. So this is all about numerical implications of Maxwell's equations. Otherwise, everything is the same. So admission, one of the most, let's say at this point in time, one of the most important aspects. Point. So of course, all of you come with a suitable bachelor degree. So that does not specifically need to be a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering, but it can also be in mechatronics or in computer engineering. So we are quite experienced in reading your transcripts, and so we expect you to present a related bachelor degree. Some students already obtained a master's degree, which can add on top of your bachelor qualification, but your bachelor qualification is more important to us. Your performance, so far, performance in your bachelor's program should be, let's say, around 85% CGPA. So there are schemes how to calculate this in your various grading schemes. For example, this transfers into 3.5 or up to 4 grading scheme. If you don't meet it, try to apply. We strongly recommend to apply if you don't hit this formal barrier, because there might be personal, technical, scientific aspects of your profile which motivate us to consider your application in a positive way. So please don't expect an automatic turn down if you are at a CGPA of 80%. If you can persuade us that you have other aspects, we definitely consider your application. I think English language requirements is quite standard. You should have some affinity for math, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And we also expect you to have some practical experience in some coding language. Almost don't matter which language, at least as it is a recent one. So most people have some experience in Python or Java. Fortran happens rarely, but that is a plus for your application. There's a little bit of specific requirements. If you want to go for mechanical, then you should be experienced in thermodynamics, fluid dynamics, which is quite standard in mechanical engineering programs. If you go for electrical focus, beside math and programming, you should have some command of electromagnetic fields and waves, which is a standard lecture in electrical engineering bachelor's. If you don't have it, because you come, for example, from a computer science background, we might ask you to redo that class with us. It's an English language class here at Rostock, and it is even for electrical engineering students, it's a tricky, a challenging task, but of course it's doable. So even if you don't have this prior experience, if you cannot provide those credits in fields and waves, you're invited to do this module here with us. So, and you will be given, I think, 1 year time to complete and pass this module. So two more slides on technical content. Coming back again to the mechanical focus, there are 3 focus areas here in Rostock. One and the oldest one are biomedical applications. So our colleagues, I'm an electrical engineer, but our colleagues from the mechanical engineering, they develop artificial hearts, pumps, technical systems which are able to temporarily replace the function of the human heart, or they study the dynamics of the vascular system. So if the pulse runs through your arteries, that can be studied mechanically using some fluidic and structural interactions. Fascinating medical topic. A lot of people feel that very attractive and want to focus their studies. Of course, it's a coastal place. Germany tries to lead renewable energies. And as I said, there's a wind and recently also hydrogen industry located here at Rostock. And there are very close cooperations with those companies here. And of course, there's also research activity in wind turbines and hydrogen generation and processing. And once again, because of our location here at the coastal region, we also offer activities on advanced marine engineering. Basically, this is ship design, offshore structure design, or even submerged submarine design. So there's a recent infrastructure project which is called Ocean Technology Campus. So if you have an affinity for the sea, I think you're well placed here at Rostock. Second slide for the electrical activities. So also in relation with renewables, there's a lot of power electronics activities going on. Renewable energies, wind turbines, solar, like PV installations, they all call for high power electronics, which come with a lot of problems to be solved, mostly about cooling and semiconductor operations. Together with our colleagues from the mechanical department, as I just said, we work on human-centered technologies. For example, we look into electrically active implants, technical systems which are implanted in the body. So you see a thermal simulation of an actual human body. And that also gives a nice link between engineering and medical applications. And a little bit of a specialty at the end, because one of our colleagues is deeply rooted in particle accelerator technology, we have a joint university accelerator school. So coming with us, you have the chance to be a part of one of the famous, maybe even world famous particle accelerators, like the DESY in Hamburg or the CERN in Geneva, Switzerland. So it's an international elite research project, and they have annual schools, and we can make contact between you and those schools. So that's it already. Yeah? It's like Rostock computational science in a nutshell, some few impressions here. As I said, summer period just coming to an end, but we're looking forward to receiving you here at Rostock, and you are invited to spend the next 2 years of your academic careers here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Hohlfeld, for the presentation and all the detail that you shared with potential applicants. I believe they are very useful, and I hope then this turns into nice application. All right, then let me share my screen once again. And now it's the second program, Master in Science, Informatics and Business, offered by Southwestern University of Applied Science. Once again, the location of the university, and of course, our guest, Professor Dr. Henning Weber, who will be sharing more details there are some people already asking the question about the program. So yeah, now here you go, and you are welcome to listen carefully.
Thank you. Give me a minute. We'll cover these topics. Okay, let me share my screen. So thanks for introducing me, Nino. My name is 𝘱𝘕𝘓𝘳𝘓. I'm the professor managing the Informatics and Business degree at South Australia University of Applied Sciences at the Department of Technical Business Administration. So before I go and talk about our university and all the details of it, I want to give you a rough overview of what's expecting you in our Informatics and Business degree. And the idea of the degree is that it's a 90 credits, 3-semester study program, and it's held by mostly professors in small groups of 5 to 25 people. All professors are experienced professors who've worked in the field, who have plenty of experience for each of their topics from practical application in industry. And since it's such small groups, we know your name pretty quickly. So we pretty much after the second or third week, we know all our students by name. And it's a very cozy atmosphere. It's very interesting. It's very intense, but also very, very challenging and very informative for everybody. The degree includes various very interactive and applied programs, such as the open source NASA Mars rover that's on the top right, or experiments with VR and AR and Industry 4.0 applications. And with guest lectures from industry, such as last semester, the systems engineering lead for tractors at John Deere, important test managers from Daimler, or lead IT strategists from companies like Munich Re, that gives you lots and lots of insight into what the real world looks like and what your job will look like once you've finished your degree. And finally, for some of the degrees, for some of the courses that you're taking, you can also take away lifelong valid certificates, worldwide valid certificates. They're widely renowned in the industry, such as the ISTQB certified tester or the IRAP certified professional and requirements engineering. And you can do that basically on the fly, since the content is similar or related to the content of your day-to-day lectures. You can take away those certificates on the fly. So that's basically our degree in a nutshell and a short impression of what this is about. So let me explain a little bit where you would be located. What's the university that's offering this course? And the university that we're talking about is the South Westphalia University of Applied Sciences. That's where I work, here in Hagen in the west. It's in the, as you see in the previous slide, in the west of Germany. It contains 5 university locations in Lüdenscheid, Hagen, Iserlohn, Soest, and Meschede, with approximately 170 professors and 10,000 students across 84 study programs. Numbers of the students are part-time students. Actually, most of our students in our master's degree at some point start picking up a job and basically work and apply the knowledge that they'll learn in the master's degree at the same time in their job, and come back with the experience from the job, which they feed back into the courses and into the discussions at the university. The teaching and the research that we do is basically across the whole board in engineering, economics, natural sciences, IT, agricultural, educational sciences. And the most important point is that we are a University of Applied Sciences. That means, as I said, that every professor who's teaching at our university has to have a few years of experience of working in the field that they're teaching in practice. Otherwise, you cannot become a professor at our university. And so all the teaching that we do is very much focused on the job and focused on what's relevant in practice. We have a close regional focus. Okay, so most of our German students are coming from the region and are deeply rooted in that region and in the lots of hidden champions and lots of hidden champion companies that are located in this area. Our department is the Department of Technical Business Administration. The German abbreviation is TBW. You'll see that at a few places once you get to us. And the idea of that department is actually pretty groundbreaking. And it's the idea that we combine, instead of creating a study course that's bringing professors from different departments together, we create a department that contains or consists of the professors from the different departments. So really, the professors that work at TBW are professors from engineering, professors from business, and professors from computer science who work together on a day-to-day level. And this reflects also our courses, business administration courses, computer science courses, business administration engineering courses in bachelor and master, our informatics and business course that we talk about today, and then various part-time degrees that add to that specification. What's relevant for you is probably the informatics and business master's degree, because that's, of those courses, it's the only one that's been taught in English and in English only. So there's no need for any German language proficiency in order to take the degree. And the focus and the purpose of the degree is that we want to make you an information technology and IT all-rounder. Okay, so the idea is that you get this profound knowledge in computer science and business administration, but in an applied way. So we cover all these topics, but we always focus on the application. And with this, you should be becoming an expert at the interface between the ideas, what you want to build, and then the implementation. Okay, so most of our students in their future job become somewhere at this interface between the different worlds, because you speak the language of all the different worlds. You might not be the super nerd, the hardcore expert on each of these phases, but you know all the areas to some degree, and you speak all the languages. And again, focuses on practical understanding, focuses on business processes and optimizing these business processes. If you say this is the degree that's interesting for you, you would have to pick one of two specializations, either focus on ERP and analytical systems, so basically the SAP world, focusing on ABAP programming, forecasting in Industry 4.0, lots of analysis, Internet of Things applications, or you focus on the IT quality management place, where it's more about trying to understand how can we design innovative digital products, for example, using design thinking. How do we understand and then document the customer's expectations in your course of requirements engineering? But then also after development, how do you test and measure to which extent the product that you build actually meets those requirements that you set up? Okay, so we cover this whole process, delivering a high quality IT application. The two people that you would be in touch with would be my colleague Christian Leubner and me. Each of us is kind of your contact person for your specialization. So if you had any questions, you would just come to us and to come by our office, and we talk about it and find a solution. And the degree is set up in the following format, in the following scheme. Again, we have the two focus directions, the two specializations, and you would take compulsory modules of these focus directions. I'm going to show them in a minute. And then in addition to this, compulsory modules that are relevant across the focus directions, such as information management, which is basically the lecture for the CIO, as I always say. So what's the information that a CIO needs and how do you elicit this? And lectures such as cross-culture management and business ethics that are relevant in our view for everybody who's working in the field. In addition, you have, of course, you have to write a master's thesis at the end and have a colloquium, so kind of defense of your master thesis. If you've never written a thesis before, many of our students are like you, and we'll guide you through the process. Again, you will have your direct advisor who will show you how this is done and guide you through the individual steps. In addition to that, you have courses for product engineering and information engineering that you can pick, and modules for management skills. In detail, this is the selection that you have. Lots of in this first part that you see on top here, we have the courses on that are relevant, especially for the ERP part, where we focus on smart factories, SAP, where we focus on ERP systems, where we focus on smart factories and stuff like that. And then we have the focus of the quality part, which is here on 7 to 10. where we look at things like IT quality management, requirements engineering, quality control, and design thinking. Then there are various lectures below, courses below. There are courses that are held in German, so in case you have proficient knowledge in German, you can take, let's say, a few more options that you can pick off, but it's not necessarily to speak German in order to pick the course. It's not a prerequisite. Let me talk about the two specializations just real quick, a little bit of focus on each of the area. In the ERP analytical system focus, we focus on Industry 4.0 and we focus on SAP and the applications of that. And key part of this is really our strategic alliance with the SAP world, where we're partner of the SAP University Alliance program, in which we take the newest stuff from SAP, the newest examples, the newest ideas, and present that to our students. And our students then in the courses, set this up and run the experiments and the analysis on this real data. The outcome of that would be that you most probably go into one of two directions. Either you become an SAP developer, focusing on implementation or supporting a team setting up an SAP implementation or ERP Industry 4.0 implementation, or you become a part of the management workforce in the sense that you're guiding different teams, managing the whole department, individual projects, or the whole IT landscape. In the other focus area, we're talking about IT quality management. And I think everybody, when we just pick up the newspaper or read our favorite news website, can see these failures everywhere. The left side, we see the Mars Climate Orbiter, which is one of the famous historical incidents of two teams working in different units, one team working in imperial units, one team working in metric units, leading to a catastrophe of a few $100 million lost, and lots of time that was lost in NASA space exploration. On the right-hand side, you see a Boeing 737 MAX. And I think also here we see the huge implication of failed system, low quality in products, and what this can lead to, not just with individual products, but also for a whole company to struggle. And this is the idea of this quality management. The mission is there that you learn how to build the right products and then making sure that you actually build them right. Trying to understand what you want to achieve with your company or your team or your project in which you're working, and then making sure that you actually achieve that. And with that, of course, there's plenty of applications, plenty of jobs that are desperately needed in industry, especially in our region, but in Germany in general. And jobs are jobs like to become a digital designer or a requirements engineer. Somebody focus on trying to understand the needs of our customers. Becoming quality managers, who's either ensuring the quality of the product yourself or managing a team of quality experts to ensure that the product that you deliver actually fulfills the quality needs. And digitization experts who manage to guide the digital transition that we see everywhere in industry, and especially also in Germany, and supporting our German economy here in this process. If all of this is interesting for you, you're probably interested now in the admission requirements. And the main points here, again, it's a summary of our admission regulations in more detail. But the main point here is that we expect you to have, of course, certain experience in computer science and certain experience in business administration. Okay, and the main point is here is that you have at least 20 ECTS in computer science and 20 ECTS in business administration. And that's the main need that we have. There's some requirements also in grades. So we want you to have a final grade of 2.0 or better. If you manage to make a final grade of 2 point something and better, we want to see that you've written a thesis with a final grade of 1.7 or better. That would be a second option to get in. We also require that you have some sort of English language certification, TOEFL or related, at least at the level of B2. The only exception is if you studied at a university in the US or in the UK or Canada or related. Enrollment is possible in winter and summer term. So we basically enroll all the time. And it's in Germany, we would call it a free study program. Factually, you have to pay a few fees. So it's 130 euro semester fee for your, like the organization of the student department and the student committees, etc. So that's 130 euros per semester. And there's the 175 euros per semester for the what's called the Deutschland ticket. Maybe some of you have heard it. It's a ticket that that enables you to take trains all over Germany. Okay, so that's fairly minimal fee if you consider the abilities that you can take with this. More regulations can be found in the detailed regulations that we'll send out after the webinar. So again, just to summarize, informatics and business, a 90 credits, 3-semester study program, small courses, 5 to 25 people max. Every professor pretty quickly knows your name. All professors have plenty of experience. We do applied projects all the time with guest lectures from industry, from renowned companies that are well known all across the globe. And you also don't just leave our university with your master's degree, but if you want to spend a little bit more effort, you can take additional certificates that are lifetime valid and worldwide renowned. And if you'd like to know more about this, please ask questions in the chat after the talk. I'm going to try and go through the questions and try to answer them one by one. Or also please send me an email or 2 of my students who will support you once you arrive here, basically through a WhatsApp group basically 24/7. We're always there for our international students, Sebastian and Edgar, and they help you then arrive here and solve all these technical problems that you might have. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, make a screenshot of the email addresses, and feel free to write me anytime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was trying to copy the email also in chat, which I will do it in a second. So thanks very much for the presentation. The questions seem to be content and application related, but we will cover them in live Q&A or in written form, so no worries with that, dear attendees. And now, last but not least, we have our third speaker, Dr. Jana Sieb, who will be talking about Master in Science, Computer Science program. So in this case, if you search for computer science, you will definitely find this program by program name. The Paderborn University's location and the program outlook is on the slide. Just a quick note, because I saw lots of UniAssist questions. Dear attendees, all programs do have application via UniAssist, and the article about UniAssist is already in chat. If you have more questions, let me know. I will be sharing some more details, but we will voice also some questions during the live Q&A. Dr. Sieb, the virtual mic is yours.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen first. Okay, I hope everybody can see anything they want to see. Perfect. Okay, so welcome everybody to our presentation of our Master of Computer Science. Now it's actually called Master of Computer Science at the University of Paderborn. My name is Dr. Jana Sieb, and I will be joined today by Professor Dr. 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘓𝘂 𝘠𝑚orowski. So I will start with the introduction on our program, and 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘓𝘂 𝘠𝑚orowski will support me during the Q&A in case you have any questions. Then we are 2 people who can answer everything you want to know. Okay, so first of all, Nino already said it shortly. Where is Paderborn? I assume that people outside of Germany probably never heard of Paderborn before. So Paderborn is like in the east of Western Germany, like deep down in North Rhine-Westphalia, not that far away from the University of Applied Science in South Westphalia we saw before. So Paderborn is a rather middle-sized city. We have around 150,000 inhabitants. So it's a rather cozy city, I would assume. It was first mentioned in 777. The first university founded was in 1614, and the current university founded has been founded in 1972. Below you see like a small picture of the marketplace in Paderborn. So you can see we have a nice old city. And yeah, I would say it's kind of a cozy city. So Paderborn is a city we already saw, but what's I assume more interesting for you is what is computer science in Paderborn. And I try to collect some, like key phrases for you. So Paderborn offers research at a very high level, which also conducts to a variety and up-to-dateness in teaching. So we have lots of different fields of research, which also come into our teaching variety. We have different professors in different fields. Computer science in Paderborn is very international, which is especially the case for the Master of Computer Science in Paderborn. We, of course have some German students as well, but most of the students are international students from all over the world. So you can feel included anytime, and we have all the procedures ready for our international students. We offer a very high standard in research and teaching, which also leads to a leading position in the quality of studies. We want to promote women in computer science, so yeah, support women everywhere we can. And we also offer some strong industry connections with all the companies located in Paderborn and around Paderborn. Okay, so now let's do like a more deeper dive in our study program. You see here like a short overview over the schedule we have. And you see we are a course or a program which takes 4 semesters as well. And you may notice that in difference to the other programs we saw before, we do not have like you take this lecture and then this lecture and then this lecture, but we have a rather free program. So you can choose between, can choose 9 modules, which I will come to shortly, but they are like free to choose. And next to the model, we have something called key skills, which is a short lecture-like thing about scientific research and a seminar. I will come to this later. We have a thing called project group, which durates over 2 semesters, so which takes like 1 year. More information on this also shortly. And then we have the aspect of general studies, which cover things like maybe things you want to do beside computer science in Paderborn. So you can, for example, do a German language course if you want. You can do a lecture in physics if you want, but you can also do whatever you like the university offers in a different field other than computer science. And we, of course, also finish our master with a master thesis. Okay, so let's go back to the 9 modules we offer. You can choose these modules out of 5 different focus areas. We have these 5 focus areas, which are classical and quantum algorithm design, computer and communication systems, data science and intelligence systems, security, and finally software engineering. So to give you like a short overview over all these 5 focus areas, maybe some more deep information on that. So we have the first focus area, classical and quantum algorithm design, where we have, for example, lectures like advanced algorithms, cryptography, quantum computation, and algorithms. So the main goal of this focus area is to explore different techniques for designing efficient algorithms for classical models, but also for the area of quantum computing. Then the second focus area we offer is called computer and communication design. Here we have lectures as advanced computer architecture, distributed algorithms, data structures, and network systems. In this focus area, we want to deepen the knowledge in all the technical details of different aspects of modern computer and communication systems. Then we have the focus area called data science and intelligent systems. In this focus area, we have lectures like data science for software engineering or data science in industrial applications, explainable AI, knowledge graphs, and machine learning. So this focus area is kind of twofold, with the aspect of data science, which has the goal to develop methodic and algorithmic foundations for automatically gaining knowledge out of data, and intelligent systems, where we have the goal to learn about important aspects in creating intelligent systems and also get to know the theoretical and methodical foundations to do so. Okay, then we have the focus area of security, where we have lectures like code analysis for large-scale software systems, cryptography, privacy and technology, and web security, for example. Here we try to give you like solid theoretical foundations in combination with practical skills in the fields of software security, as well as formal verification, modern cryptography, and also security in communication. Last focus area we offer is software engineering, where we have lectures like data science and software engineering, model-based systems engineering, software architecture design, and also software recovery. So here we try to learn a modern view on software engineering, which is very close to the current research we offer, and learn constructive methods for realizing functional and also non-functional aspects of software-intensive systems, as well as analytic methods. Okay, so take in view that we have like these 9 modules, and now we have these 5 focus areas, and how do they come together? These in combination offer us an almost total flexibility. So you can pick any 9 modules from the course catalog. You can just do 1 module from every focus area. You can do close to all 9 modules from 1 focus area. Our rule is at, not all 9, but up to 8 maybe. This leads to the fact that you can form the master as you like. So the master is what you decide it should be. So it's very general, but it can also be specialized by yourself. So in case you are interested in a Master of Data Science, we do not offer a single Master of Data Science, but we offer a Master of Computer Science, where you can choose 8 modules in the field of data science and then have a specialized Master in Data Science. On the other hand, if you don't have like this favorite topic in computer science, but prefer like a rather broad overview over all the topics, then you can just choose all the modules from any focus area you like and do like a mixture of them both. So specialization is possible, but optional. So you make the master what you want it to be. You can also don't have to restrict yourself to 9 modules. You can also do 5 additional modules and then decide afterwards which one do I want to include in my final master certificate. So do I want to be specialized or not? So this leads to a master with almost total flexibility, and you can do whatever you want to do in a master. You're close to free of choice. All right. Next to the modules, we had some additional modules I already introduced. We have this key skill module where we have the lecture about scientific work, where you learn how do I write a scientific thesis, how do I prepare a great scientific talk, etc. And then after the lecture, you will have a seminar where you do these things and try these things. More information in a second. We have the project group as an additional module, the master thesis, and also general studies I already mentioned. The complete program is in English, so we don't have any need for German language proficiency. You do not have to take German language courses. We'd suggest to do so because it's nice to know German in Germany, but you don't have to. So the program is completely in English. Okay, let's have a look at the additional modules. As a real quick overview. Firstly, we have the seminar where you develop a research-related topic area in computer science at a scientific level. So, and first thing, you explain concepts and facts relevant to the chosen topic area with the literature research and all that stuff. And you write a seminar paper of approximately around like 15 to 30 pages. Afterwards, you present your knowledge in a scientific presentation, which also takes up to 30 to 45 minutes. That's it to complete like the seminar. Next to the seminar as an additional module, we also have the project group. Project group is something very unique about Master in Computer Science in Germany at Paderborn, because in the project group, you work together as a team of 8 to 16 students over a period of 1 year. So you have 2 semesters to work on a research topic and work in a team. So you gain first-hand practical experience in working in a team and organizing such a big project, which also prepares you for your daily work life afterwards. So you are already experienced in this large group work, which is very important in computer science, as we all know. Finally, master thesis, we do have that as well. So we have like the master thesis consisting out of 4 parts. We have the work plan, usually up to 5 pages, maximum of 10 pages in the beginning, where you try to circle around your topic and explain what you want to do, what you're expected to do, etc. Then you do an introductory presentation, approximately around 30 minutes, where you introduce your working plan and also what you want to do in your thesis. Then, of course, you have to write your thesis, which is usually 30 to 120 pages. And fourth, you do a final presentation about your thesis, approximately around 30 minutes. Again, it is possible to specialize in the master thesis as well. So you can say that your master thesis should be in a special focus area, and then you specialize your master thesis in this focus area and even gain a certificate about it. So afterwards, if you, again, in data science, have your focus area and you specialize your master thesis in this focus area, you gain a certificate afterwards saying master thesis and specialization was done in data science. Again, optional, you don't have to do it, but we offer this. All right. Now that you hopefully all want to study computer science in Paderborn and master, what are the prerequisites and why do we even have them? So we have prerequisites because we want you to succeed. So our goal is that everybody who starts his master in Paderborn also finishes master in Paderborn successfully. So therefore, we do a check and before admission to get to this goal so that you're best prepared. All the detailed information about the prerequisites are found on this link. You can also just photograph the QR code and this should lead you to the special page. A quick overview of our prerequisites is following now. So first of all, we need you to have a good bachelor in computer science or in a comparable bachelor program. So first of all, what is a comparable bachelor program? We are looking for some credits you gained during your bachelor. So we want to have 20 credits in software engineering and 20 credits in theoretical computer science and 15 credits in technical informatics and also in basic mathematics of computer science. Basic mathematics of computer science is basically also covered by just mathematics, like the normal one, linear algebra analysis and all that stuff. Then what does good mean? Your bachelor grade must be below 3.0 in the German system, where 1 is the best. So if your bachelor degree is below 3.0, you have a bachelor which is good enough to study at our university. All right. Next to the grades, we require a GRE or as an option, the so-called DMAT, or a digital master test. This is only required if your grade, when converted to the German scale, is equal to or higher than 1.8. So if you have a really good bachelor, like 1.5, you don't have to do a GRE or the digital master test. You can just apply without it. For everybody with a grade higher than 1.8, you can either do the GRE, which is like a more general test, or you can do the DMAT, which is more specialized in computer science. All right, then we have some prerequisites in language proficiency. As I already said, no German is required. Our whole program is in English. For all other, you have to prove that you have English language proficiency. These are required by everybody unless you completed your bachelor in a country where English is the official language and also the medium of instruction of your bachelor program was English. So these are only valid in combination. Yeah, so if your medium of instruction is English, but your country has not English as an official language, this is not enough, and also the other way around. To prove that you have language proficiency, you can use the normal certificates, I assume. So you can use TOEFL, the Cambridge test, and also ELTS. We also accept Duolingo with at least 105 points and PTE academic with at least 75 points. All right, then application, Nino already mentioned it, is via UniAssist. So you just send all the document to UniAssist. You will find us under application, universities, North Rhine-Westphalia, Paderborn University. Please choose computer science and not informatic. Informatic is a study program that is the same as computer science, but it's like a new name, so choose computer science. The application deadline for the summer semester, which is starting in April, is the 30th of November. We also offer enrollment for the winter term, of course, but like the next deadline is, yeah, the one on 30th of November. In case you do not have all your documents ready, yeah, you can apply either way via UniAssist and just hand your documents in afterwards. So you don't have to have all documents on site right now, but you just can apply and forward the documents to us later. All right, so as a short recap, again, our schedule, you can see we are kind of free. You have these 9 modules. You can choose from all the 5 focus areas. You have the 1-year project group. You have the key skills with the seminar. You have general studies with topics not really relevant or related to computer science, and the master thesis. All right, I hope you're all motivated to join Paderborn, and so I hope to see you soon at our university. And I'm happy to answer any questions following in the Q&A section right now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fieb, for the presentation. And also thank you, Dr. Samarowski, for the correction. I mentioned in the chat that the threshold for GRE is 1.5 and it should be 1.8. So please excuse me, and I will also ask my team to adjust it on the page as well. All right. So now let's go for the Q&A. Thank you everybody who mentioned the program that questions were directed to, but for others, then I will try to more or less make it general, or yeah, let's see if I guessed correctly whom you were asking. Let's start with Professor Hohlfeld, who we discussed earlier that there were questions that came from attendees. I don't know if you are here or not, but there were 2 questions that we would like to voice. And if you don't mind, I will just read them out one by one, and then you could take over. The first one was, as my degree is in electrical engineering, my question is, are there specific software packages for electrical engineering applications, such as SPICE for electromagnetics? Yeah.
Every electrical engineering bachelor students gets his or her hands on circuit simulation tools like the SPICE tool, which you just mentioned. But there is no specific software knowledge necessary for our course. In the exercises, you will be exposed to that software. And I know the students appreciate it very much to get hands-on experience with industry standard tools, but that's not the focus of our study program. We want you to understand the underlying mathematical principles, and even more importantly, to be able to understand and to interpret their results. So that's the qualification we want to build with you. It is always a plus if you have personal experience with those tools, but it's not mandatory at all.
And the second question was my question for Rostock. How does your program incorporate high-performance computing for large-scale simulations? Are there facilities available for students to work on computationally intensive projects? You guys are asking such clever questions.
So that happens on multiple levels. The university as an entity, of course, runs a high-performance computing cluster, which is updated every 2 years. Also, the name changes constantly, its main purpose is for research projects. But as a student, you will dive into the challenge of a master thesis project, and generally master thesis students are eligible to run jobs on that high-performance cluster systems. Additionally, all the chairs, or not the computationally active chairs, most of them run their own cluster computing. And if you involve with the activities of the chair in terms of a project or thesis or whatever activity, of course, you can make use of their facilities. And third answer is that you have an obligatory class in high performance computing. So in your first term, you have a class on its own, how to parallelize your algorithms, how to implement in software, how to compile for parallel computing. And the exercises are also implemented on HPC infrastructure. So the answer is a clear yes. Yeah, students get hands-on experience to HPC systems.
Thank you very much. I will later have some more general or application-related questions, but for the people who asked those questions, I hope you are here, because if not, then you missed very interesting input. All right, now let's go with Professor Fema. And there was a long question from Nina, which I suppose was already answered in the presentation. In case you want to add on anything on that, it was background in industrial engineering, 2.10 ECTS, the GPA 2.7. Question for informatics and business, does the curriculum include advice? So the curriculum was mentioned, and the second part was, my second question is, are there courses or projects where students analyze and improve manufacturing workflows or business processes using informatics modeling and simulation?
Absolutely. So good question. Especially on the process improvement, we do that at the example of the factory that you've seen, the Industry 4.0 factory by SAP. That's mostly focusing on business improvement and process improvement. So definitely that's part of the course. Also predictive analysis, part of the degree, and part of different courses where we look at it, especially in the ERP focus.
Thank you. There was a question from Vasem Muhammad that was also directed to you and said, and I answered on your behalf, but please correct if it was not correct. I have done bachelor in animal science with the GPA 3.3. Can I get admission in the master in business and informatics? And then I listed the previous degree required, which was business informatics, industrial engineering, business administration, or computer science. I believe it's
exactly. Yeah. Sometimes you have there's special degrees, special types of bachelors, and then the idea is it should be somewhere in the mix of computer science, business administration, industrial engineering, somewhere there with at least 20 ECTS in computer science and business administration. So I guess, without looking at the details, but I don't think so.
And one last question, which also kind of I would say refers to one of the ones that you have already answered about specialization. Is it reflected in the final degree?
Yeah, so you get your degree on as a Master of Science degree, and then on the certificate it will say your specification. Yes.
Thank you very much. Then, Dr. Steve, I have a few questions for you. One is about the language. You mentioned the test that you're accepting, but here is a different question. For Paderborn, on course page, you mentioned that accept English knowledge if I studied in school from 5th grade at least 5 years, but if I did a bachelor's program in English but not in English-speaking country, then this is not accepted. Is it a typo or a correct regulation?
Yes, it's not a typo. And it's also not a correct regulation for international students. Basically, this regulation holds for German students who did their bachelor and also their Abitur in Germany. So for international students, the regulations I just mentioned on the slides hold.
And I will copy them this also in chat one second. So yeah, no, you cannot apply if you have 5 years of school done in English. And the second question, I believe it's also for you. I'm looking for a computer science program that would be complementary and not repetitive of my bachelor's from Lithuania. How does your program for Paderborn assure that? Can I focus on specialized areas like AI, quantum computing, or blockchain technology?
Yes. As I mentioned, our master is completely free of choice. So if you, for example, already did the bachelor where you have lots of topics in data science, then you can just choose another focus area and modules from other focus areas. So if you want to go deeper into AI, you just choose lectures from AI. And if you want to go deeper in other topics, you can just go deeper in other topics. Of course, we don't know what topics were covered by your bachelor and so what is interesting for you, but you know, and our master gives you the possibility to choose on which fields you want to specialize.
Maybe to add to this question, so we have, of course, many subjects which are covering post-quantum technologies that you asked for. Regarding blockchain technologies, we do not have that much, but we have, for example, I'm teaching real-world crypto engineering and web security, which partially cover also these technologies. So maybe you would find also interesting subjects there.
Thank you. Now I still have to voice some more kind of technical things, and in case you feel comfortable, feel free to voice those. I know it's always more exciting to discuss content of programs, but yeah, I believe these points are also important. The first one is about UniAssist, which we cannot avoid. General information I try to share in chat for all program deadlines and also UniAssist procedure, how it works. And dear attendees, if you still are unsure how UniAssist works or you want to see how to register there and so on, so join us on Monday, 7th of October at 4 German Berlin time. There will be we will show you how you can register on UniAssist, where to browse programs, etc. But for now, since all of you use UniAssist, could you please mention the period, application period? Because some programs are not always visible unless you open it, and then people believe that we do not provide correctly information that the application is via UniAssist. So one by one, if you could voice that. Then for the University of Rostock, Professor 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘪𝘥, if you could mention that.
Okay, so you're testing me now. For the upcoming summer term, the application deadline is November 15th. And then for the winter term, it might be May 15th, so 6 months later. But what I have seen is that university administration tends to shift those deadlines. So if they think they have that they should prolong it, it might be able to submit an application also longer. It will not be shorter, but it might be longer.
Maybe just
some additional question, of course. So that's the UniAssist deadline. We have our internal assessment of the applicants, which involved, at least for the mechanical people who are interested in computational mechanics, online tests, which will be implemented throughout the application period. So it's a rolling process, depending on how many applications come in. But it's November 15th and May 15th.
For South Australia,
yeah.
we have similar deadlines. So our applications for winter semester start around beginning of March and go until 15th July. For summer semester, beginning of November, so pretty soon. Good time now to think about it. And they go until 15th of January. Same things apply. Sometimes they're extended, but that's like what I would suggest to focus on. And then usually we give you feedback within approximately 2 weeks.
All right. For Paderborn, the deadline for the summer semester is the 30th of November. Application is already open. I'm not sure when it exactly starts to be open, but I assume kind of early. So I think we had the first applications around June or July already. And for the winter semester, which starts in October, the application deadline is the 31st of May. And I assume you can start handing in your application probably around January or even earlier. So just try. I'm not really sure when it opens, but I think it's basically open all over for each of the terms, especially. So in the one period, you can only apply for summer term, and in the other only for winter term.
Thank you so much.